I was born in Quebec, Canada. That's French speaking. And I left when I was 6. And when I went back there to live as an adult, I was 19. Um, I was like in shock and awe that Quebec had such a music scene, that they internally have their own stuff. Like, they don't need the rest of the world, but they use it. And one band that brought me to my knees when I heard the cassette, I actually asked the person whose vehicle I was in, can I borrow this? I have to like record it right away. I can't live without it in my life. And it was a band called Harmonium. And this band for Quebec was really big. Europeans who speak French or listen to French music might recognize the name Harmonium. They were compared to Supertramp in their lyrics and musical talent. They never made it much farther than what they did in their whatever amount of albums they put out. The band just didn't stick together. Whatever. And I'm listening to a song right now, and anyone who's noticed what my email is it's Rewild the Child. And that is to encourage adults, people who, you know, are full grown, to harness their inner child, to see everything through the eyes of a child. But it's also to let our children be wild. And by wild, you know, I don't mean the connotations of it, that they have no respect for themselves or others. What I mean by that is to let them be themselves. On a mis quelqu'un au monde, on devrait peut-être l'écouter. We brought somebody into this world. We should maybe listen to them. My biggest thing that I believe in is follow the children, for they shall lead the way. I don't see children as, you know, to be told to sit and look pretty. And I don't believe that children should be quieted down. I don't believe that children shouldn't be allowed to use their imagination. And I believe there are leaders to be treated as equals. And I remember specifically, I can't remember which video, what I named it, what's in a name. But I remember saying yesterday, if you think you're going through something and you're able to actually go on YouTube and find out information about it, remember that the children, and I even put animals, that our pets need our support. That they do not have the same blessing that we have to be adults and to be searching for information, searching for encouragement, making bonds in a certain way. You okay, girl? If you think that the darkness is working through your children, you need to take a step back. We as souls and our children's souls have made soul contracts. So if you're having trouble with your children and you're seeing them as the darkness, you need to go within and really start looking at what the soul contract is with your child. Because most often you are in resistance mode, not following your heart path, and therefore if you're not following your heart and soul path, they cannot either. Meaning, if you are in resistance mode, trying to make life work with a spouse and like living through the routine so that the kids can like have like mommy and daddy at home and that the kids are feeling all the tension, Well, for no wonder that they are acting a certain way. Second, if your soul contract is to be with your children, but you think that they are acting up because they are the dark, you need to realign within. They are acting up because this full moon is slamming them as well. And they need empathy, unconditional love, and compassion. How dare we, as adults, who were not loved enough, not cherished enough, not give that back to our children? This is how we're going to stop the ripple effect and change the world. This generation of parents that align within and give to their children unconditional love, compassion, cherishment is a generation of saving the world, changing the world, making the world a better place. Because we all know that our wounds from within stem from our childhood, what we didn't get, how we were bullied, how we were treated, the perception that we have of ourself, our face. Let's say if you didn't think you were beautiful, you weren't told you were beautiful, and you were bullied because of your fucking nose or some shit. If your parents put you down, if your parents were fighting all the time, you know what I'm talking about. It is not fair. Not fair to take your shadow work and project it onto your children, saying that they are acting up because they are the dark, or because they are like whatever word you want to use. At this point, 5D is here. It's your choice to step into it or not. There ain't gonna be fucking like, anything else coming to do it for you. So if you're living moments right now where people are acting up and you think that they are the dark, they are not. This is you. Own it. Perfect example, said eloquently, Amanda L. I don't remember the title of her video. It's in my Gods and Goddesses playlist. It's on her channel. Check her out. Example number 2, somebody who's fully aligned and walking the walk and just happy birthday, cosmic kiss. You can be best friends with your ex. You manifest your reality to the point where if you think, I wish somebody would pay for my drink, that it's going to work. You manifest your reality of if you want a parking spot before you leave, you just think about it and it's done. You want to be first in line when you get to the store? Think about it. It's done. There's nothing working against you but yourself. There is no they. The they is you. Indigo Light, I believe. I wrote it down. It's inside. She has a super video out today. I put it in my Gods and Goddesses playlist as well. The name is Twin Flame, whether you want to resonate with that or not. The video itself, I believe, is 30-something minutes long, and it speaks perfectly of what's going on now. At this point, there is no resistance except for yourself. It's a choice. Feel good. What was the video called last night? Break out of the Matrix. Perfect example. You rewrite the Matrix every day with how you choose to act and react towards a situation. Are you going to play out the same situation every day? Or are you going to bring in something new and rewrite it? His example was if you're, sitting in your car and a parking meter maid comes and gives you a ticket because the thing wasn't full, and you have a choice. You either act like everyone else and go batshit on the meter maid, or you take your responsibility in hand that you were getting to your car, they got to you first, the ticket, blah, 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 and you rewrite that timeline and act a way that puts unconditional love and compassion into the universe. You want to believe it's a battle and put your shields up? You go, little Coco. It's going to be a rough ride. You want to go into the world? Shields down, lights up. It's fucking beautiful. What does shields down mean? It means that you're ready for everyone to come into your bubble, into your space, and accept them for who they are and the role that they need to play. Today, I turned the corner, and as I turned the corner, somebody was backing up in a way that was so completely illogical. Didn't make any sense. There was no way he could be backing into a parking space. There was a curb, and it was like a small vehicle. And in the instant that happened, you know, it was like, boom, this is not going to hit me. There's not going to be an accident. I'm fine, and you know, it is what it is. And I didn't start giving him the finger and honking my horn, and just basically, like, boom, it was done. And you know, as I was driving, and he went away honking, like, at me, as if I was almost going to back into him, and I didn't take that in. I didn't do anything. He basically saved the day by not doing it. He could have even been honking at me and like, thank you, I almost banged into you, I'm so glad I didn't. I don't know. I just turned into where I was going like, whoa, that was so cool. Like, I'm so glad we're all good, and you know, like, nothing happened. Other people could choose to be all in a reactionary state of like, what the fuck? Like, how could that person not see me? How could the blah, 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 blah? And then you just go off, and your afternoon is like a whole nother fucking level of different. Of what you were like, turning the corner. The experiences are going to keep on happening. And it's your choice to swing the fucking home run out of the park. Or to fucking, like, you know, have a ground ball that's going to come back and hit you in the face. I think so. I'm living it. You know, I could sit here and fucking give examples, like, for fucking hours. I talked about my septic. It's not logical. It's not normal that it filled in 3 weeks. Am I sitting there fucking ragging about anything? No, I had the best conversation. Septic dude came with septic partner dude. So we had like, it was like a fucking like little trinity of a conversation. It was awesome. Got to see 2 dudes today. Gonna give them money, like, woo, happy. It is what it is. It's choice. My daughter is in a reactionary mode, like on and off this afternoon. The energy's high. She ain't against me. She needs me to be aligned and to give her what she needs. And, you know, deep down, it's like a jealousy almost of not giving our kids what we didn't have, so we're going to treat them the same way as we were treated when we were kids. And that is not logical. It doesn't make sense. It's not aligned with New World. It's not aligned with 5D. If your kids are triggering you, maybe sit down and like look them in the eye and say, baby, what's wrong? Are you okay? What happened at school today? What happened there? Shit, you think you were bullied when you were a kid? Have you fucking heard the stories of the shit that goes on right now in the fucking school systems? You think, you know, your kid's like 8, they're not online and they're not getting bullied that way? Well, the other kid that's got a fucking device has got an account open for your kid at school and they're getting fucking harassed or some shit. Like, fucking wake up. Please. If you think you're going through something and your kids are against you, then step away from your kids. Go get a fucking motel room and go fucking meditate. Take a fucking warm bath and fucking simmer down. It's not okay to project more wounds onto your kids and think that they are the dark or that they are like testing you. My daughter and I, you know, people who watched my videos before I deleted them or when I speak openly, we couldn't live together anymore. And the lunch that we had today was like fucking magnificent. And one of the, like, we talked openly, you know, and one of the things that we said is that nobody kind of wants to even mention the fucking elephant in the room that Amy's not living with me anymore. But we're sitting there talking and having lunch, and we text each other randomly like every couple days. Everything's fine with us. The soul contract of her living in my home, under my roof, with us together, was not working anymore for us. And she said, like, she's so much happier right now. You know, like, yes, she's 18 and a half, but this is the fact of, I wanted so much to finish the school year and do that logical parent thing where, you know, when she flies off for university, that's when I'm like kind of done and whatever. And it wasn't meant to be that way. But in the month that since she's left, there has been no chaos. There has been no negativity. There has been nothing. And what's developing as a relationship is fucking beautiful. We weren't able to sustain that or create that while we were living together. Are you going to say it's even harder? Oh, my child is like 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, I've lived that too. When my son was 13 and it was like meant to be that he lived more with his father and visit me occasionally, and that I moved different areas that weren't strategically placed for him to be with me every weekend. Did he come out of it alive? Fuck yeah. He's come out of it like as a full-blown like industrial mechanic, because I didn't do that thing where I'm the mother. I need to take him and have him with me at all times. I let the soul contract that he had with his father vibe at 100%. And I took what the occasions were and the times were that was the thing that was meant to flow. Had I done the woman thing of he needs to be with me, I'm the mom, he would not be the man he is today. He wouldn't have had the access to the tools, the garage, the equipment that he had to learn from like the time he was like fucking born, until he was old enough to fucking go to school and get the diploma and do the thing where he's manual and he does things with his hands. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, your daughter's 18 and a half, like that was easy. Well, dude, I did it when I was, like, my kid was 13. I've had the path 2 different ways. Soul contracts are soul contracts. And if you take yourself out of the equation and start to see that nobody's happy when you're fucking pushing shit and resisting what you're supposed to be doing, that everybody flows just fine after. And I look at my daughter that's 7 all the time and I wonder, you know, and I know to 100%, you know, what our soul contract is. Do I know when it's going to be like that she's going to decide like, boom, I want to live with my dad or whatever her situation? I don't know. Fuck, she could be 12 and not want to see me anymore and want to go live with her brothers or sisters or some stuff, you know? Like, I don't know. But in the now, we are meant to be like a little like me and her. That's it. Yeah, she's having these things where just all of a sudden emotion comes up and she's triggering them with a situation of frustration where she just needs soothing. And she's asking for it. And in the moment, like one time she just stomped off and I said, okay, you can go off to certain places, but because, you know, where we live, there's the flowing water and yucky stuff, you know, because there's nails sticking up in certain places. Like I said, the one rule is you must either be visible if you're outside or please go in your room. The whole me thinking that you're going to go off to the edge of the water because you're angry right now, that's not happening. And in that moment, it's like she realized that she was like walking away like more in a fit than coming to ask for comfort and being given it 100% freely. Whether I could have created a situation where I was angry at her, but I chose not to. Why would I? Follow the children, for they will lead the way. And bond with them right now. They are pure energy. They already are what you're trying to be, and if you're working against them in your heart, and seeing them negatively, then you're sucking something out of them and creating something that doesn't even need to exist in the universe. Yeah, she's trying to ride a bike that's like really big and heavy. It's about an inch too high, the seat, and I can't bring it down more. So I know. You look really good, like on it, not riding it. Yeah, yesterday she actually set the basket up by herself, took the screwdriver set up out, and took the screw off the bell, and then put the bell on. And when we realized that the one bike that she's got is too big, then so she decided I'll work with the small bike that I have, and she took the training wheels off herself. And then, yeah, she's doing it. It's cool. Nice. Having fun yet? Thank gosh we don't have a dog and you're landing in dog poop, eh? It's your choice to enjoy these days or not. The waves aren't here against you. The energy coming in is not against you. That's something you're telling yourself. Duality's done. If you're still bathing in it, that's your choice. We are one. That means everyone.